Welcome to a very abbreviated version of the SprintCarUnlimited.com podcast presented by Wicked Energy Gum. Fast-acting alternative to energy drinks, 5 times faster without filling up on liquids. I'm Jeremy Elliott, joined by the hard-to-get-a-hold-of Ryan Hand. Ryan, you've been pretty busy this week, but we're able to sneak in a quick segment before the weekend.
Yeah, thankfully it's going to slow down here for a little bit, and I need a breather. Trust me.
Well, you get to see my face more then.
That's the alternative? Oh Lord.
Just show it at your apartment, at your house, and if you have any vermin running around, they'll scatter.
Oh boy.
Boy, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to do one segment. It's going to be kind of extended. Then next week we'll be back with a regular show, and pretty much for the rest of the year. So, obviously, Ryan, we want to talk about what happened last week. Just hit on the Kings Royal. We had 2 first-time winners, 2 guys who made their first Kings Royals and won. It's Tyler Courtney, Kyle Larson. I'm sure Kyle Larson doesn't surprise you at all. However, Tyler Courtney probably did.
A little bit, but honestly, I watched times and I watched some of the stuff, and Tyler Courtney knows his way around Eldora. Like he's lights out there in a wingless car. Like you can't beat him there. So the fact that he won the Kings Royal in a wing car, yeah, it's a little surprising, but it's not a super upset by any means, I would say, because he does get around there fantastic, and they look really good. I mean, they were a threat all weekend. So yeah, it's a slight surprise, but it's not the super underdog winning the race. No, I would not say that. And of course, Larson, at least he won the right one, the one that he won every race at last year. So it kind of is fitting.
You know, I think of Jovan Schriltz, our boy, who's been on the Tyler Courtney bandwagon since the beginning. And I wanted to take a wait and see, admittedly. I was wrong. I thought he'd do well, and I thought he would evolve into this star in winged ranks, but I didn't think it would come this fast. And really, I don't think Courtney thought it would come this fast either, because afterward he said, I just can't believe we're doing this. So, but he's the real deal, and he looks really good. I finished, I believe, 4th in the other Kings Royal later that night, and boy, Joe was right, and you just hate saying that.
Yeah, no, let's not harp on that there. But no, I mean, Tyler looks right at home, and obviously he's done well at a lot of places, but Eldora is certainly one of his strong suits for sure. And it doesn't matter where Larson runs. I mean, I think some of the stuff I saw in Larson, I mean, that car was that thing was a bag of bolts when when the first feature was over, and obviously Silva can work some magic there, and so can Kyle. And they're tough to beat. They really are.
I gotta be honest, I like the 2 Kings Royals in one day too. I was down with it. I thought the track crew did a great job. And so credit to Eldora Speedway. Also, we need to mention 3 guys who didn't do well. Brad Sweet was in the hunt to win both of them. Mm-hmm. He had the lead in the first one. He had a hole in the tire. Did not go flat during. It wasn't like we expected a bunch of rash of tire issues. It didn't happen. No. Sweet had a cut in the tire. Then later, he's battling in the top 5, and he did a 360 on the backstretch. And, Brad Sweet had a shot to win both of them, but he just couldn't – just didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I felt like he had a really good car. I watched him closely, and I felt like he had a really good car in both races, and just things didn't go his way. Obviously, there's not a whole lot you can do about the tire. Now, I felt like that spin-out deal, I felt like that was pretty early in the race, I believe, when that happened, and I think actually him and McFadden kind of got together a little bit, and I'm not sure that it wasn't – I mean, I would blame a little less of it on James than I think Brad. I thought Brad was being very aggressive at that point in the race already. For what was at stake and for how good his car was. And he was aggressive, because I think that was the night, wasn't that the night he got called for a jump start or something in the heat race? And his interview after the heat race was, we're going to win this thing. Like he was pissed. And he looked like that when he was racing. He looked like he wanted to get to the front as quick as he could. And, hey, things happen. But no, I felt like he had a really good car both nights, and he was definitely a threat to win either of them.
Two guys who weren't even near. Well, Logan Schuchart made it to the top 5 in the first one, I believe, and he had rear end problems and dropped out. Then later at night, he had the gears break. Just not good at all. Donnie Schatz, never competitive. Never. He had good starting spots, but he put the boat anchor on in the A mains, and those two were just very disappointing.
Yeah, I think the one shocker, I guess it's not a shocker because they did up the weight rule a little bit, but I mean, gravel being light was, and honestly, Courtney, I think I heard rumors that Courtney was only a couple pounds over.
4. It was 4 pounds.
And I know it's hard on tires. It was really hard on tires that first race, and tires are probably 25 to 30 pounds, I think, is like a pair of tires when they're bald from new. So yeah, that's a lot of weight, but boy, as it was kind of sketchy that they were that close, knowing that it's a daylight race. There's a real good chance you're not going to have any tires left. One of them, it cost him $20,000, and the other one got by the skin of his teeth, I guess.
Well, I talked to Gravel, and yeah, he was disappointed. One of the things he said that was interesting was they have never burned that much fuel, or they haven't this year. He was down to 2 gallons. 1 gallon weighs 6 pounds, and he just couldn't believe
7.
Well, okay, 7. But he just couldn't believe that they were down that far, and he was under by 3 pounds. So, Dietrich was 1474. There was no chance of him.
Yeah.
So, and he gets a second place finish in a 10th.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant surprise for Danny, who's been awful at Eldora, and then he comes back and wins at Sealands Grove on Tuesday in the 75th anniversary race. And we're going to talk more about Danny in a minute or two. But some disappointments and some guys who did well. I thought Spencer Baston looked really good all weekend.
I did too.
Carson Macedo won 2 races. The Joker's Wild End the night before. That guy, he has 8 wins now, which is tied with Larson for second behind Sweet's 15.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Macedo, second in points, looks really good and really fast right now.
Yes, he's and that car goes really good in here. So he could possibly make up some points. They got a lot to make up, but he could possibly make up some this weekend. And yes, they are solid right now. They're probably, honestly, I'd say they're probably the most consistent car right now. He can run top 5 pretty much every night. And, he has speed in qualifying as well. But that car him and Phil have things rolling right now for sure.
Yeah, no, and I think now the points are over. Okay.
That's right. You did say that with that last show we had. Yeah.
Yeah, points are over. But
you already took the cups already at North Carolina.
The engravings it's already at the engraver.
Oh my Lord.
Done. But that being said, Carson looks really good and he's having a great year. So
yes,
we talked about a lot of guys, and we're going to kind of take this now into this weekend. Like I said, we're having an abbreviated show, a lot happening this week, and we'll be back on our regular schedule and regular show type next week. Williams Grove National Open. Well, first, Brad Sweet.
Summer Nationals.
Yeah.
You're a month ahead, 3 months ahead.
Am I trying to get that far? I'll let you guys figure that.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
I did want to mention Brad Sweet winning the Silver Cup on Tuesday. He had a 6-second lead at one point.
Yeah.
He was smoked him.
Yes. Looked fantastic. Cy Lynch looked really good for 10 laps. And then the wheels pretty much fell off of that. But Brad was anywhere he wanted to go. He looked really good. Matter of fact, he had a 6-second lead, went down off the backstretch. You couldn't even see anything but his wing, came back on and still had a 4-second lead. It's like, oh my Lord. He throttled him pretty badly. But I'll tell you, Donnie looked good there, and he always runs good there. He looked really good there. He looked really racy.
both of them needed a good run after what I saw
Yeah.
last week. So,
Yeah.
And that's going to take us into the Summer Nationals. At least I got the race right this time.
Yes.
And look, there's a lot of storylines. I just wrote a column, which we'll get to in a minute, and because I've been criticized for being a traitor for when
Which you are, but go ahead.
Okay. No, I call it as I see it. I'm based in reality.
Oh.
I put fandom at the doorstep. So
Okay.
that being said, the Outlaws, in the last 17 World of Outlaw races in Central PA, the PA guys have 2 wins. 2. By one guy. And we all know who that is. That's Lance DeWeese.
Mm-hmm.
The Outlaw regulars have won 11, and 4 have been won by invaders who aren't affiliated with a series, which would be Tim Schaefer, one in the Rudsick car, Shane Stewart, one in Bernie's car, and of course Kyle Larson won in the 57 twice last year. So the locals have a lot to make up, and boy, it's got out of whack in a hurry. It hasn't taken long for the posse to kind of go down a little bit, and but that being said, I think they can get off the deck this week. I think they're going to get a win at the Summer Nationals.
I have faith. I always have faith.
Well, you're,
but I really, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fandom. Yeah, but no, I think Lance is going really good. Danny's shown that, like, I honestly think going Eldora for Danny and rolling home with a second and a 10th is like a major confidence booster for him. He looks pretty happy, pretty racy. Selinsgrove, him winning from the pole, Selinsgrove didn't really surprise me much. But yeah, he looks pretty racy. He's got to get through time trials and give himself a chance. I think Brent Marks will be all right too. He'll race well, get time trialed in, and see what happens. So I think we have 3 or 4 guys that can, and a guy named Kyle Larson ain't going to be there, so that helps a little bit too.
You know, in the history of the Summer Nationals, here's an interesting stat. If there's a time when the locals are going to win, it's this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This race started in 2002. It's gone through 2 preliminary nights and a finale to 1 preliminary night and finale. In 39 races, 19 have been won by the World of Outlaws, 18 by the locals, and 2 by the non-affiliated invaders. That's pretty close. And there was a stretch between 2014 and 2018. They held 9 races. The locals won 8 of them. If there's a time for Pennsylvania posse to get back to victory lane against the Outlaws, it's this weekend.
I hope you're right, Jeremy. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the stats speak for themselves. This is, and I'm not sure why it is. Like,
I have an idea.
Oh, go ahead, shoot.
I think you're coming off the Kings Royal, which the locals haven't run in a while. You know, they haven't, not a strong contingent out there. And I think people are putting Knoxville plans together, finalizing their Knoxville machines, even though
paint schemes and stuff. Is that what they're doing? That's taking their focus off of a 20,000 to win outlaw show.
I just don't think the Gross Summer Nationals is a big deal to them.
I think when you put that many zeros behind a 2, I think it gets their attention. Here, I think it might have something to do with track conditions, and like just weather, temperature, humidity. It's things change. I felt like there's always seasonal stuff that goes on here. Like, you'll watch a guy get going good in the beginning of the year and then can't hit his ass at the end of the year, or vice versa. And then you have a guy that goes really good in the middle of the year and is just so at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. I always felt like there was almost like 3 different seasons around here. Like, your stuff doesn't always work all year round. And I think maybe the track's more normal per se, like during this swing, than it gets later in the year or the beginning of the year.
And when I said worry about Knoxville, I meant with like motor rotation.
Yeah, no. Hey, Yeah, no, that's a huge thing this year, especially watching how much stuff you're using up. And I mean, parts are critical right now, and you can't be wasting laps on your best stuff.
Yeah, and I think too, the Outlaw guys aren't sleeping in their own bed. There's travel. There's now Donnie Schatz is because he flies home, but
yeah,
I think there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I think you're right too. I think the Grove lends itself to being more how it is in June, July, and August, and whereas in September, it's going to be cooler, it's going to be faster, it's going to be different, and those Outlaw guys, they can let everything eat at that point.
Yeah.
But
no, I think plus we just probably got our asses handed to us from the first round of the Outlaw swing. So you want to be much better prepared for the second round, and then that's when when we handle them better, I guess. So
well, yeah.
We'll see.
As I said in my story, I think Dietrich and DeWeese carry the banner. I think they're way ahead of everybody else here locally. The reason I say that because Brent Marks, I don't know what to classify him as because I look at his races in his own car. He has just as many on the road as he does here.
But I mean, he's not affiliated with any the All Stars or the Outlaws, and yeah, but Kyle Larson doesn't live in PA, so
and I get it. And trust me,
yeah.
In my column, I said I'm going to claim him because I'm getting more like Posse every day and just claiming him.
So he is now.
Yeah. Okay. For 10 minutes, because guess what? He's flying at the end of the year. But Macri, I'm a little concerned about Anthony and Freddie Raymer because Anthony, boy, Speed Week was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad luck. It wasn't a good week. And then he comes back, Kings Royal, didn't have a good showing out there in Bernie's car. He was 8th at Port Royal the week after Speed Week, or I guess 4th or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think he won one the next week.
Yeah, it's just you expect he's just not peaking at this time. And Freddie has not timed well.
No.
In big events. Danny, I think's improved that. I think as of late, he's looked better at that. Lance is the guy who's going to put it in the top 5 both nights if he does. I think Lance can win both nights.
I agree. I think he can too.
He times well. He obviously can pass cars. He's won 4 out of the last 6 at the Grove. And here's the other thing, and I mentioned this in my column. Go check it out at sprintcarunlimited.com. The Outlaws are down at the Grove a little bit in that Schatz is not Schatz like right now. Brad Sweet still hasn't gotten over the Williams Grove hump. Logan has struggled at the Grove. Plus, Logan's struggling to finish races now.
Yeah.
But, you have David Gravel and Carson Macedo, a 1-2 punch at the Grove who are really good. That 41 car at Williams Grove, good luck.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And Aaron Reitzel at Williams Grove has looked really, really good since being with the All-Stars. He won the last time in here. It was Macedo and Reitzel. So I think the scales are pretty even. I think you have DeWeese, Dietrich, and Marks, if you want to claim them, on one side. And I think you have Macedo, Gravel, and Reitzel on the other side. It's pretty even going into this weekend.
Isn't it weird when you talk about the Outlaws that you're not talking about Schatz and Sweet as favorites?
Pretty much.
Man.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
And I do think there's a sleeper in there. My sleeper is James McFadden. Has laps at the Grove. He's beaten the Outlaws at the Grove. The 9 car, I thought, started to get rolling a little bit in the second Kings Royal. I'm not sure where he finished on Tuesday, but he might have been in the top 5 if I'm not mistaken. I think you could see that car do well this weekend. Just as kind of
James has some laps around here from being in the Highland car too. So, he's a good sleeper pick.
So,
man, you're on top of your game.
So I didn't have to prep the podcast earlier in the week. but no, I just wrote that column today, and I did a lot of research, and plus I just know what I saw out at Eldora. But so it's that magical time. I got my clock cleaned in the picks last week. Again, I'm the only guy who can pick Kyle Larson, and he drops out. Okay, there's no words. No, you caught
There's no
me.
words.
What do you mean?
It's real. And no, I'm not just happy with like passing you with two. I'm looking for the clean sweep, Jeremy. You know me.
Yeah, well, it's going to change because, okay, I've had my Brad Sweet bad stretch this year now. We're going to shake that. I mean, Joe told me over the phone, I think I had like 6 straight picks of like 12th or worse or something like that. And it's just everybody
I
dropped.
gotta get you. I gotta get you out of the top 5 a couple times here yet, and I'll feel better.
No, we can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't have that. But we got Williams Grove. I picked first.
You do.
And I have to pick Lance DeWeese because you'll shut me out.
You do.
So I'll take
You
DeWeese
absolutely do.
on Friday night. And then you have the 2 at Williams Grove. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to take Carson Macedo because I really like what I see right now. And I really like him at Williams Grove. And I really like that car at Williams Grove. And I really like it on the first night because I have a feeling it's going to be heavier on the first night than the second night. And that car will go really good in time trials. And then the second night, I'm going to take Lance DeWeese.
I figured you'd do that. Well, the second night, I'm going to take Carson Macedo. I just don't know how you bet against. I'm surprised you gave him to me, but you had no choice.
How could I not? What, I don't take Lance? No, come on. Don't talk stupid.
Okay. Slow down. Oh, the All-Stars get back in action this week. 4 races, and this is a big stretch for them. They have Lake Ozark 2 nights, which is they're on Friday, Saturday. Then they go to Humboldt Speedway in Kansas on Sunday, skip a day, and then they go to I-70. We're going to pick all 4 of them, get it out of the way. And I pick first at Lake Ozark. And this is interesting because when's the last time the All-Stars were at Lake Ozark?
Well, I feel like this whole little stretch is a stretch of unknown. It reminds me of last year during COVID when they went down to like Oklahoma and stuff, and they ran on tracks I've never even heard of. And I'll be honest with you, some of the best racing we saw all year. So I'm excited about it. I've been to Lake Ozarks, and I'll be honest with you, if you're going to take a vacation, consider that a place to take a vacation if you're not going to the beach. The place is the lake is badass. It really is. I enjoyed my 2 days there. I thought it was freaking cool. Cool little track too. It can be any which way too. I watched a 360 race there where hardly anybody finished because they were bouncing out of the track.
Right.
So it can be any way. Cool little place though.
Look, the points are over. The driver points are over. It's over 200 points. You're not catching Tyler Courtney.
No, something extreme has to happen.
Yeah. Now, the owner's title, I wish I could see the points, but I can't see the points because they don't publish the points. So
it's a little secret.
Yeah, and that's where the money's distributed. So, but Lake Ozark, right out of the gate, give me Brian Brown.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will take the 7 BC, King Tyler.
Okay. And then finish it off at Lake Ozark.
I'm going to take Christopher Bell.
Ah. You must know that he's running.
Or I'm taking a chance that he's running.
Well, I got to go with Tyler Courtney. He's hot. I'm gonna take him there.
Okay.
Then we get Kansas's Humboldt Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Baston not running this week.
No, he's not. I think his sister's getting married, is what I was told.
Yes, there's commitments, and Kel Thomas will be
Yeah.
more. I'm
Oh,
going
I was going to ask you, is there going to be a pilot in it? Okay.
yes, Kel Thomas. I'm going to take Justin Peck at Humboldt.
Justin Peck. All right, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm thinking he's going to be there, but I'm not 100% sure. I tried to get confirmation, but I'm going to go with Gio.
Gio Selzy.
And then I'm going to follow that.
Yep, I-70.
I-70. Home race for Brian Brown.
Figured you'd do that.
And he looks pretty good there with Danny spinning the wrenches.
Yeah, I couldn't take him there. I wanted to, but the way the picks fell, there's no way. I mean, I would have got shut out. So
yeah, you would have got shut out for sure.
And
I would have loved it.
I'm not getting shut out in a tour through Missouri with Brian Brown and Danny Lasowski together. So I-70, I'm going to take Corey Eliason with the little racy at Eldora. I think that place he'll like. So we're going to go with Corey Eliason.
So are you sure Brian Brown's going to be at Lake Ozarks?
If he's not, I got a backup pick.
Well, you might want to share it.
I don't know it. I got to see who's there, and then I'll go from there. You'll get
because I'm 90% sure. I know they're going to Knoxville on Saturday. I know that for sure.
Well, then he might not go there, but
yeah, that's because I think there's only 3 races at Knoxville before the Nationals at this point.
Yeah, I had to take him. I figure on a Friday night, maybe he goes there. So,
and again, I'm not 100% sure on Gio. I've tried to get confirmation. I know they're running some of these races, but I didn't pay close enough attention to my phone conversation with the guy that was telling me where they were going. So,
we have King of the West. This is our favorite. You love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know you do.
Mm-hmm.
It was a shit show last week at Ocean, buddy. It was a crash fest, demolition derby.
I think I did well. I don't know what was wrong with Ocean.
You finished 11th and won because my guy got in an accident. I was behind. Stop.
Hey, a W is a W, buddy.
That's true. We have Tulare for the Chris and Brian Furrier Memorial, and then we go to Santa Maria on Saturday.
Does that have another undercover name or not?
No. Santa Maria. That's where we're
just
going.
Santa Maria. All right.
Yep. But Thunderbolt Raceway, a.k.a.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Tulare's the one I know most of the names for. Yeah, Tulare's one of the few. Yeah. Tulare and Chico. Yeah, the rest of them I'm still confused. I need to get Joe's little chart out.
Yeah, get his guide to success.
Yeah.
Tulare. I'm gonna take Dom at Tulare.
Okay.
There's one there before.
I'm gonna take TK.
All right, fair enough. And you come back at Santa Maria.
I'm gonna take Dom there.
Okay. I don't know much about Santa Maria. I don't.
Is Sanders running anything this weekend?
Yeah, he'll run them.
What car's he in?
16, which I don't like I don't like near as much. So, but I'm going to take Sanders at Santa Maria. Hoping Joe can help him out and give him a little feedback on that place because I know Joe knows that place. Now we shift to USAC. We got 3 races this weekend. It's Indiana Sprint Week. Kicks off tomorrow at Gas City. Then we go to Kokomo and Lawrenceburg before we take a 3-day break and then start over again. So
they don't know anything about Speed Week with their scheduling. A 3-day break. Come on, guys.
What's that about?
What's wrong with 10 days in a row?
I don't know. I wondered that myself, but hey, I don't make the schedule. So Gas City, you probably have notes on this. Yeah, you do. Stop it. I know you didn't come unprepared.
I don't
have notes on it either. So I can't remember who does really well at Gas City. But that being said, Gas City. I wonder if you'll shut me out.
Any chance I get, brother.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know to shut me out.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take Grant at Gas City.
Okay.
Who do you got at Gas City and Kokomo?
I got Leary. And I'm going to follow it up with a little bacon action because you'll shut me out if I don't.
Yeah, I know. You just took my guy at Kokomo. I rolled the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Kokomo.
That what the shutout was? Was that the shutout?
Yeah, I wanted bacon, but I didn't know if you knew to take him at Kokomo.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I was hoping a lapse in judgment.
Few times.
What's that?
There's got to be alcohol consumed for that to happen.
Yeah. I don't know who to take. Can I have bacon?
No.
Kokomo. Sussex runs well.
Robert Bell's on a roll.
That right. Okay. Who is it? Cummins runs really well there. I'm going to take Cummins.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wind things up at Lawrenceburg with Brady Bacon.
Okay. I think Cummins runs really well at Lawrenceburg, does he not?
I mean, all those little Indiana tracks, yeah, he does pretty well. But I think it's Kokomo he's really good at.
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, Tri-State.
That's the one.
I got screwed up.
Hobstadt.
Yeah. I'll take Cummins anyway.
Okay. You can have him. I didn't take Grant yet, so I got to go Grant.
Didn't take KTJ.
Nope. KTJ, he'll probably win.
He's good at Lawrenceburg, but every time I take him, it's.
Yeah, that's my problem. Every time I've taken him this year, he's like, I don't know. He's one night he finished 13th, like getting lapped. I'm like, dude, you're killing me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you, but that's going to wrap up this edition.
You didn't take anybody.
What's that?
You got to take a pick at Lawrenceburg.
I did. I took Bacon.
Oh.
Yep. Not Bacon.
Okay, sorry, I never wrote it down. I guess you did it the first pick there.
You should get Doc.
I was thinking you missed Bacon. I'm like, Jeremy didn't pick Bacon yet.
No.
The guy who hasn't finished out of the top 5 all year with the USAC.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my.
But that's going to wrap up this edition of the SprintCarUnlimited.com podcast presented by Wicked Energy Gum. Stay tuned to SprintCarUnlimited.com all week for your sprint car needs, which the week only has like 3 more days in it. But we'll have full coverage from the Williams Grove Summer Nationals as well as other action. And we'll be back next week. Stay tuned.
Go Posse.